Welcome back, CSE 3200 Yukon Stores. We're in video 3 of chapter 10, and I'm going to pick up where I left off last time with this line of code, which I didn't really explain. But in this video, I'm going to explain this line of code, try to start to explain the responsibilities of the recycler view and its various components, and get a view going. Now, at the end of the last video, I said hopefully we'll get our views to show, and we actually don't. We don't for a while. But let me show you. Crime recycler view is the ID of my recycler view. And we could see this in the line of code that I just made, binding dot crime recycler view. So it is using that ID, kind of like it intelligently, or somewhat intelligently, could find the binding. Do I see that on the screen somewhere? Let's see here. So not only do I get a whole default class that links up the two classes, but I'm also going to get some code available to me that is going to be able to get IDs. And so this is that snake code variant of that ID on the other side. Now, we've seen that before. All right, so the layout manager, and then equals the linear layout context. Let me go back to the slideshow. And bring up this screen, okay? Because it says a lot. All right. So the recycler view itself is very basic, and as with a lot of efficient things in programming, it delegates the authority to other components. And so one of those components is the layout manager, and what it's going to do is control how the individual item views are displayed. Now, we haven't made an item view, and we will in this video. In later videos, we are going to code the view holder and the adapter class, and we're going to spend some time talking about the interactions between all of these. But the layout manager might be a little bit forgettable, because when we get to view holder, the view holder and the adapter, they have to talk back and forth. The layout manager will have already done its job with that one simple line of code. But basically, it's going to say, well, how are we displaying these things? And you can see that what it says is, well, the layout manager is going to be a linear layout. And so it just means that, well, the default is going to be it's a vertical linear layout. And so it's going to scroll north to south or south to north. And of course, we are passing along the context. OK, so let's get back to our code, and let's create our new layout file, new layout resource. And this one is going to be list underscore item underscore crime. And I'm not going to, let's see, I'm going to make this a linear layout. And I don't need the view at all. I will give it an ID. And we'll call it item view. And yep, the default is vertical. That's what I want. Match parent and wrap content. Now, if I don't change this to wrap content, that's going to be a very difficult error to find. And I won't even think about it, perhaps, unless I know that it could happen from experience. Not me, but a student. But it was a very hard error to find. They left that at match parent, and we don't get the item to display for a few more videos, which means, 1 or 2 more classes after I would teach this live. And so we might forget. And what happened was we got a screen, and it had like item 0 on it. We couldn't see item 1, item 2, item 3. And it was just like, OK, did I really get the recycler view to work? And we did. And we probably worked on it for about a half an hour until suddenly he scrolled and we could see that we did have these other items available to us. And it was like, oh, okay. The items are just too big. We forgot to change that one line. So that's an important line to change. I am going to put in some padding, Android : padding. And it's going to be a small amount of padding. Let's put in 8 dp. And that's just going to give me a little bit of separation between my individual items. And now I'm going to have 2 different text views. For each of these text views, I'm going to have a width that is match parent, go all the way across. And for the height, it's going to be wrapped content. Don't need to be any bigger than I have to be. And let's end this. And let's put in an ID. So I'm going to have two IDs. I'm going to have 2 text views. So I'll copy this. One of them is going to be for the title, and one of them is going to be for the date. So we'll call this one crime_title, and we'll call this one crime_date. And I'll give it some text. And this is just going to be for, this is temporary, again, for me to see that I've got things working. So these strings are going to be not elements inside of my resource folder. They're just going to be hard-coded. Copy this and change that to crime date. OK, and that's what I wanted to get accomplished in this video. We're going to now start to talk about some of the more complicated things dealing with the recycler view, which is the adapter and the view holder. So we'll get to that in our next video.